Greetings, comic book friends. I have a lot to talk about today. Basically, a big show and tell, I suppose, or check out this cool stuff I got. There's going to be a lot, so if you don't like those longer videos and don't like to hear me rambling about dumb stuff that no one cares about, I do have a story time deep in here somewhere, probably a few of them. So if you don't like those rambly type videos, then this one may not be for you. But if you don't mind that, and you don't mind seeing some, I think, pretty neat stuff that I've picked up in the last few days, then maybe this one is for you. So, three things really to cover. So first, huge shout out to my friend Jared, who made a very kind donation to a very important cause, which is my Sensational She Hulk run. One of the most important causes in our world today. I can't think of anything else going on in the world that is bad, so it must be this is the most important thing. He had a couple issues that I needed, and he was kind enough to donate them to me, and I am very appreciative of that. They are ones that I've been looking for a while. So, a Sensational She Hulk number 15. This is a kind of a tougher one to get. And a 48, which is also a bit of a tougher one to get. There's ones that he just had kicking around in his collection. He knew that I was putting the run together, and he asked me to send him what I needed, and these are the two that I needed that he had, and he's like, take them, man. So I really appreciate that. Jared, you are a mensch. So with that, I only had 2 issues of Sensational She Hulk to go, and there were a couple of other like little things that I needed to wrap up some runs. And I was just like, I'm tired of it. I'm done. Let me just go on eBay and try to knock these out so I don't have to worry about them. And I was mostly successful. I was able to get the last 2 issues of Sensational She Hulk that I needed at reasonable prices, 56 and 57. So these are 2 Hulk issues, which, you know, whenever she meets up with her cousin, usually these are a little, not as far as Sensational She Hulk goes, not the most expensive ones. Of course, those are the most expensive ones are where she is more scantily clad on the cover because dudes are gross. But these ones, because Hulk shows up, they are not the cheapest of them. But Sensational She Hulk run done. Hooray! One of the other little things that needed to get wrapped up was SpiderMan Noir. I have 1, 2, and 4. I needed a 3 and had a hard time getting a 3, finding out in the wild, finding it in conventions and whatnot. I don't know why. Number 3, obviously number 1 is the big one to have. But for whatever reason, number 3 had eluded me. So I found a copy on eBay and just picked it up. It took me too long to get this. So for whatever reason, I had stuck in my mind that I needed number 4. So I went to a convention and, first I had a friend who had a number 4, and I got it from him. I'm like, hey, I got number 4, complete. And then I went to put it in with the rest of them, and there was already a number 4 there. Like, oh, no, wait, I actually need number 3. Then I went to a convention. It's like, oh, I still need that last issue of SpiderMan Noir. I think what I need is number 4. So I bought another number 4. So I have 3 number 4s because I'm an idiot. And finally, like, looked up, like, nope, I need number 3. I'm going to go buy it while I remember I need number 3, and I picked it up. I also needed one last issue of the Howard the Duck magazine, number 5. So I had not been having luck with getting this locally or in convention, so I was just like, heck with it. I will get it on eBay. And I got, for what these are going for on eBay, it was fine. The other one, I got the other ones really, really cheap, so it's probably okay and fair that I had to pay a little bit more for this one. But it's in good shape. I'm excited to read the magazines, though I have to read. I have the full run of Howard the Duck, his Bronze Age run. The magazine takes place after that, so I need to read through that first, the Howard the Duck series before I start reading the magazines. But I did read the first magazine of this run, and it was really, really fun. But that's how I figured that the comic happened first, because in the first magazine, they referenced stuff that happened at the end of the Howard the Duck series. So I know, like, all right, stop reading the magazines, read the series. Okay. The other thing I wanted to get, but did not successfully acquire, was a Transformers 80. It is the last issue of Transformers that I need. It is the hardest issue to get. It is the lowest print run, so it is not easy to get one of those at a reasonable price. And I wasn't ready to overpay for it, so that didn't happen. But I still need one of those. All right. So the other thing is that this weekend, Planet Con happened in Kansas City, and I am about 3 hours away from Kansas City, so it's not an unviable thing. There was a buddy of mine that was going to go and asked if I wanted to go. He was going to go on Friday, Saturday, make a 2-day trip out of it, and I was like, I will let you know. It turned out I could not take Friday off of work, so I said, sorry, I can't join you. Have fun. And then I had another friend message me and say, like, on a Thursday, that he had an extra ticket for Saturday only and was going to make a day trip out of it. And, like, that I can do. I can do a day trip. I can't take Friday off work. So, made a day trip to Planet Con in Kansas City on Saturday. There and back. It was a long day, but survived. And I think I did pretty well. Very light on comics, actually, believe it or not. But I got some really cool stuff. I got some signatures. I managed to, probably at the very least, severely irritate a prolific writer, which I will talk about. Unintentionally, of course. I do try to get along well with everyone, but I am a bit of a social pariah, so I messed that up. But I got some signatures, and generally got some really cool swag. One decent book and one pretty important book. But let's start with the signatures. So there was one person there that I brought books to get signed, but was not able to get to him. Getting signatures of these sorts of things is secondary for me. I go for the vendors just because I like having access to a bunch of large comic vendors and see if they have things that I'm looking for. And also there's other vendors and other cool stuff at those cons. Planet Con's a good mid to large con. I'm not real big into celebrities or getting photo ops or things like that. But I if I have time, I like to bring some books to get signed if the lines are reasonable. And these lines were reasonable. I did want to get some stuff signed by Scotty Young. He was there in the morning. He took lunch and was going to be back in the afternoon. And then it seems like something happened and he wasn't able to get back in the afternoon. So I saved all my autograph stuff for the afternoon to make sure that I had time to do all the vendor stuff that I wanted. And unfortunately, he didn't come back in the afternoon, which was kind of a bummer. He's one of the big ones that I was hoping to get. And I didn't get a lot signed because I didn't want to take up a lot of space. And, I'm not getting stuff to like resell or anything. It's just cool stuff that I thought would be fun to have signed. So Jason Aaron was there. So I did have him sign. If I'm going to have him sign anything that I have, it'd be the Thor God of Thunder 2, the first Gore the God Busher. It's the biggest Jason Aaron Thor book I have. I didn't read the Jane Foster Thor, so I don't have that number 1. Yes, I do. I do not have that number 1. So that's the only thing I got signed from him. And I at such a short notice of like collecting books to get signed, and there's other stuff I needed to get ready to go, that I just did a quick mental like, okay, this person's there, I'll grab this. I have that. That'd be good. I didn't have a lot of time to do a bunch of digging through my stuff to get stuff signed, so it was very haphazard, and also knowing very well it'd be possible that I didn't get to have things signed, so I didn't put that much effort into it. James Tynion the Fourth was also there, so I got a couple stuff signed by him. So unfortunately, I got a Department of Truth number 1 signed by him, the Denny Frozen cover, which is the cover I prefer over the A cover. The A cover seems to be more popular, but I think this is a better cover. It's not in the best shape. There is a fairly significant issue with it. There's a bit of a small tick there. I do have a lot of Department of Truth number 1s, but all my really good ones I sent out to get graded, and they're all slabbed. So I didn't, and I suppose I could have cracked one, but then I don't know if I had time for that. So I know I had this extra loose one. I didn't get it graded because I knew it wouldn't come back a 9.8, but that's fine. I'm not going to send this in to get graded. It is what it is. I love it. It was part of a great experience. I got to chat with him a little bit. So, I mean, this is just for me. Maybe I will get it graded just because I'd like to be able to hang it up on the wall, but I'm not expecting it to be a high grade or anything. But I had that signed. And then I also got Year of the Villain 3, the first appearance of Punchline, signed by him. Most of my hard-hitting Something Is Killing the Children books are already slabbed as well. And I didn't want to just bring like a random like issue number 8, whatever, to get signed. I don't know. If I get something signed, because I'm not real big on signatures in the first place. If I get something signed, I want it to be a significant issue. And I just didn't really have any significant Something Is Killing the Children to get signed. Also, as you know, I'm not that huge of a Something Is Killing the Children fan, so I wasn't that broken up about it. So I only got these 2 signed. Also, you may know my feelings on Punchline is not super great. I have been getting to enjoy the character a lot more through Tynion's Joker book. The backup stories I think have been fun. I care about the character more than when she first appeared, but it seemed like a good book to get signed by him. The last one is Garth Ennis was there, so I got his signature on my copy of The Boys number 1. I'm sorry, Garth, Mr. Ennis. I am sorry that I am a socially awkward person and probably irritated you. I feel bad about it, and I'm going to probably be thinking about this for the rest of my life. So, story time. The person in front of me had bought a trade at his booth and was going to get it signed. And Garth had asked him, "What's your name?" And he told him his name. Kevin, it was I think Kevin Casey something. It was a name. Kyle, whatever. And he told him his name, and he wrote like to whoever, Kevin, Kyle, Casey, whatever, Garth. On my comics, when I do get them signed, I do not like them personalized. And it's not because I want to resell them or anything. I have no intention of reselling this. I will probably send it to CBCS, get it verified and graded and all that stuff. I don't like personalizations on my comics. I like them to be as pure as possible, which is one of the reasons I also don't get a lot of signatures on stuff. Some part of me doesn't actually like signatures on books. So at the very least, if I get a signature, I don't want it to be personalized, to Patrick or whatever. So when I got up to him, and I wanted to get it signed, I had some questions for him. I wanted to chat with him a little bit. I wasn't worried. His line wasn't very long at that point. And the person, one of the people in front of me, he chatted for a while. So like, oh, he's cool. He's open to chatting and talking about stuff. I had some questions for him. I wanted to ask him, like, when you were writing The Boys, did you ever think something like this would ever see a show? How do you think that the popularity of converting comics to shows and movies has changed the industry? I figured he probably had some interesting insights on that. So I wanted to chat with him. When I got up to him, he asked what my name was. And what I should have said, and I keep replaying it in my mind, what I should have said is, hey Garth, my name is Patrick, it's nice to meet you. On the book, would it be okay if you just signed it and not personalized it? I should have said something like that. How it came out, I replay this moment over and over again. How it came out was, could you just sign it, please? Which, as I replay it in my head, I understand it sounds like, I'm not interested in interacting with you. Could you just sign this so I can go? I understand afterwards that's how it sounds. And as it left my mouth, and as I saw the reaction on his face, I realized that's how it sounded. And I was so dumbstruck with myself and seeing the look on his face as he signed it and just slid it back to me like, all right, jerk, here you go, was the look on his face. I was so dumbstruck with myself that I couldn't be like, I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. I just meant I don't want this personalized. I'm going to be replaying that in my head for the rest of my life. Part of me is like, I need to find a way to reach out to him so I can be like, look, this was me. I'm sorry. I am socially, especially around like creators that I look up to and I enjoy. My brain just like short circuits. I was able to pull myself together for the other creators. I talked to James Tynion a little bit about Department of Truth and how much I love it, and my mind is blown by it. I talked to Jason Aaron about his Punisher that he's doing and how much I'm looking forward to that. Garth Ennis was the first person I went and saw, and I blew it. And I want to reach out to him and be like, look, man, this was me. You may not remember me. Maybe you do, because I was that jerk that acted like this. Ugh. I feel so bad. I feel so bad because I'm so not that person of like, just do this, like signature monkey, just sign this and shut up. That's whatever. I'm sure he doesn't care. He's forgotten about it, but I'm going to live with that moment for the rest of my life. Whatever. All right. So stuff that I picked up. I got a couple T-shirts. So there was a booth that had licensed T-shirts. They had the T-shirt. What drew me to the booth is they had a Hulk shirt of King Size 1, or the annual one, whatever you want to call it, of the famous Steranko cover of him like holding up his name in Battles the Inhumans all in rock. And like I love that cover. It's an iconic cover. Have it on a shirt would be great. The problem is I picked it up, I held it to me, and it was one of those shirts where like it was like it took up the image was huge, and I don't like that on a shirt. I don't like a shirt to take up all of it. I like stuff like this, maybe a little bit more, but a little less like boom out there. It was too much. But they did have this Hulk shirt, which was a little bit more my style. It still takes up a good chunk, but I mean, that other one, that Steranko cover one, like it was like top to bottom, like, and I don't like that on a T-shirt. So I got this, and then it was if you buy a second one, you get it like $5 off. So I picked this up because I think this is great. You may not know about this about me, but I love the Soul series. So there was this Praise the Sun shirt, which is fantastic. So I picked that up as well. And then I bought 2 other shirts for friends, basically. The friend that I went with, I have another friend that also loves the Soul series, so I took a picture of it and sent it to him. He's like, yes, please, I need that. And I told him that I would get it for him as long as he promised that he would never wear it on the days that I wore it, because that would be weird. So that makes 3 shirts, and then my buddy that was there, I said, hey, if you want a shirt for $5 off, I get another one for $5 off. Pick one out, and he picked one out. All right, so other random stuff. What order to do this in? So there was someone who made these plaques where he cut out advertisements for magazines and comics and just put them on a plaque. Because of another deal, I basically got this for free. So, I thought this was really cool. I had superpowers figures when I was young, and to have this, like, just the original ad to be able to prop up someplace. I mean, I can hang it. It's got a hook or whatever, but I could probably find someplace for it. It's small, but I just thought that was kind of cool. And again, it was part of a deal where it's like you can pick one of these plaques out for free. Like, okay, there were some other really cool ones. But this one kind of fit me the most. So I picked that up. Let's see. So the friend that I went with is literally my oldest friend. I've known him since preschool. And he's who really got me into Ninja Turtles, and we were really into Ninja Turtles together. And bless his heart, there was someone who had these prints of their original art that was all the turtle stuff. And when we were growing up, his favorite was always Leonardo, and my favorite was always Donatello. So he saw these and he bought these for me, and it was super touching, and I'm already getting verklempt. So he got those for me, and I love them, and it's great, and I appreciate them, and I appreciate him. And so I have these prints, and they're signed by the artist, Aunt Lucia. So super cool. So I will treasure those for years and years to come. Let's see. Let's go with this. There was someone there that was selling original cartoon cells, which I like. I have a handful. I have like a He-Man cells. I have a He-Man and a Skeletor. I have a couple Dragon Ball GT ones. So I like original. I think it's cool. I think it's a part of history, right? It's the original art for a show, a cartoon. Excuse me. So this one booth had some. So I picked up these. This Brainy Smurf. As far back as I can remember, the very first franchise that I remember really being into was the Smurfs. And I saw this, and it just brought stuff back. Like, oh, I love this. I had Smurf sheets. I loved the Smurfs. I don't know why, but I love the Smurfs. So I really like this Brainy Smurf original cell. So I picked that up. I also, coming back to video games, I really like PacMan. I think PacMan is one of the best games that was ever made. There was a cartoon of PacMan made. I don't have a whole lot of connection to the cartoon. I have seen it, and I enjoy it. It's more about the game. But these cells were really cheap. So I picked up a cell from PacMan and of Pac-Man. And then I also picked up one of the Ghosts, Inky. Just because I thought these two would be good together. When I get them framed, have them sort of overlapping together. So they're kind of close that distance between them, because there's a lot of empty space on both of these. So I'll probably put those together when I get them framed. They didn't come with sketches, which is fine. Sometimes you can get the original, a sketch with it. These didn't have it, but again, these were cheap. Apparently, the day before, there was one of like all 4 ghosts, which would have been great to have with that, but I wasn't there that day, so I missed out. But I'm happy with these. The other cell that I got, this I'm super excited about. I am a big Aquaman fan, and there was this. So Aquaman on Stormy from the Super Friends. Yeah, how could I not? That's so beautiful. And a lot of times when you see backgrounds on these cells, these aren't like original backgrounds. They usually find a background and like print it out to put with it to make it pop a little bit more. But the cell is originally from the Super Friends on Stormy, and that is, it's so good. It's so good. And the price that I got it for how old this is, I was surprised. I was very, very surprised. So this is one of the last things that I got during the day, and it was after the point of I cannot spend any more money at all. I can't. I spent too much. The best laid plans. So it was too cool. It was too good of a price. So I had to pick it up. And Winnego's going nuts, so I have to let her out. All right. So that is all for the cells. Let's see. Something else that I saw after I told myself I was not going to spend any more money. One of the other little things that I collect. So I love the Transformers. Getting into like collecting original Transformers would be way too much. Just too much money. I have enough money sinks when it comes to collecting things. So I don't do that. But what I do is, because it's one of my favorite toy gimmicks of all time, is I collect the cassettes from Soundwave and Blaster. I have a Soundwave and I have a Blaster, but other than that, I collect cassettes. So one of the harder to find ones is the pair of Rain Dance and Grand Slam. They came out later in the life cycle of G1. They came as a set because they have cassettes. Rain Dance transforms into a plane thing. Grand Slam turns into a tank-ish thing. But they also have another transformation where they connect together, where Rain Dance is like the legs and Grand Slam is the torso and head and arms. But they are hard to find, especially in decent condition and complete. And these were both. They are complete. They had all the accoutrement that comes with them. And for them being complete and in pretty good shape, the price was really good. So it's like, I can't. I know I said I wasn't going to spend any more, but the price on this is too good. It's too good. And I also wanted to make a connection with this seller, because they had a lot of really good stuff. They had a bunch of other cassettes. The problem is I don't have a good list available of the cassettes that I have / need. So I knew that I needed these. The other ones that he had, there were some that I know I don't need that. I know I don't need that. I'm not sure if I need that or not. So I want to reach out to them later and say, hey, I bought that Rain Dance Grand Slam for you. We talked a little bit. I said I need more cassettes, but I don't know if I need these ones or not. He gave me his number to reach out, so I'll do that. Also, I mean, they sell a lot of old vintage toy stuff, so I get Amigos. And it was super cool, and we were able to talk about stuff, and so I wanted to pick that up now and then be able to get his information to contact him later. All right. We're getting there. We are getting there. So let's do, okay. So things that I definitely never thought that I would have picked up there. There was a booth that was just like autograph stuff. Mostly movie stuff, like posters and prints and whatnot of actors and things. They had some other stuff. They had like a Stan Lee thing, which was really cool. I thought about it was a print of ASM1 signed by Stan Lee. Like, that's pretty cool. But I mean, I already have a couple Stan Lee signatures, and like I decided against it. There was one thing in particular that caught my eye immediately. But I'll get to that later. And I ended up getting that, and then I found something else as I was talking with the person and like negotiating a price on it. I found something else, so that got thrown into the negotiation. That something else is this, which is freaking incredible. So they had a framed photo of Back to the Future with Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox, signed by both. It was like the photo of them outside of the DeLorean, like he's looking at his watch, and it's one of probably the most famous Back to the Future. Wait, no, it wasn't. It was the scene where they're first trying it, and he's got the remote control. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So Back to the Future is one of my all-time favorite trilogies of all time. I even enjoy number 3. I love that series. So I saw that signed photo, and I was like, I might ask him about that. And then they also had things that were like just photos, not framed, that were kind of in these things and just kind of in a bin, and I'm flipping through them, and I saw this. Like, if I want something Back to the Future signed, this is freaking cool. So the license plate on DeLorean, Out of Time, signed by Christopher Lloyd, Michael J. Fox, and Claudia Wells, who was the first Jennifer, the first girlfriend in Back to the Future 1. I don't care as much about the Claudia Wells. It's a nice addition. It's fine. It's cool. But the license plate signed by Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox, awesome. I have to figure out how and this is like a real metal license plate. This is freaking cool. It's like all authenticated, and I just, oh man, and I got a really, really, really good deal on the pair of things, so I didn't feel bad about it. It was, it put me over that top of like, I need to not, now I have spent too much. I need to stop. And then I bought some more stuff, but that's how it goes. The thing that caught me, that made me stop at the booth in the first place and be like, whoa, wait, is this? So, my favorite movie of all time is The Breakfast Club. And to have this mini poster, it's a 11 by 17 replica of the original movie poster, signed by all 5 actors of my favorite movie, already framed nicely with the Breakfast Club plaque and the cast and the characters they played. Oh, I saw it and like, holy crap, that I absolutely need it. There's a space on my wall that is missing something that this fits perfectly in. Like, it was just everything. And then I started talking to him about like, we negotiated price and threw in the license plate, and I mean they're all authenticated as well. It was amazing. I had to get it. It's one of the first things that I saw there. So I saw it and I talked to the guy about it and I got the price on it and whatnot. Like, I have to come back. This is like one of the first things that I've seen that I stopped at. I can't spend this amount of money now without knowing what else is out there. I'll come back. He's like, don't worry about it. We have 2 of them. So if one sells, there's another, it'll be okay. So I came back and talked with him, and it was great. So the other stuff, and then I only really got 2 comics. I mean, I got the stuff signed, but I only bought 2 comics. They're from the same place. And one of them was because it was also there and it was cool. So I picked it up. It is Mad number 21. Really cool cover. It looks like an advertisement. I was talking to the guy about him, how people like see this and they think the cover has been removed, but this is the cover. So the significance of this is very small. It is the first appearance of Alfred E. Newman in Mad Magazine. He is, boom, right there. Probably is a little bit blurry. But this is a fake advertisement for, like, masks. Hitler's there. Stalin's there. Marilyn Monroe. Other people that I don't recognize. And then Alfred E. Newman right there. First time appearing in Mad Magazine. So I thought that was really cool. And throwing it in with this deal, I got it for a really, really good price. There is something written in pencil up at the top, but I have no worries about getting that out. It does have some tanning, but at some point I'm going to work on this and try to work on that tanning and maybe send it in to get graded. The big thing I got from them, the most important thing that I got from them, and I had a real hard time with this. I really struggled on whether or not I should get this, but I did. It is Incredible Hulk number 3. So first appearance of Ringmaster in the Circus of Crime, graded at a 3.5. So I went back and looked at this multiple times. I hemmed and hawed about it. The major issue that I had with it is that for my Incredible Hulk 2 through 6, and it was the same for my Amazing Spider-Man run of 1 on up, I will not get a Hulk 1 out of 4 ever, I am sure. Or a Hulk 1 out of 4.0, I'm sure. But my minimum grade for those has always been a 4.0. That's the minimum. This is 3.5. It's very close. I don't think there's a chance of me cracking it and getting a better grade. The major thing that's making it 3.5 is that sort of common Marvel chipping on the side, as you can see. This sort of chipping, stuff like that, having little chunks removed, isn't that big of a deal for me on Marvel books because it is just a very common thing. You can't get away from it. So I don't think there's a chance of me cracking it and cleaning it, pressing it, and getting it a better grade. There might be a chance of me cracking it and sending it into CGC and them grading it a little bit higher because I think CBCS is a little stricter. But, so, I mean, is a CBCS 3.5 equal to a CGC 4.0? Maybe. But part of the OCD-ish in me in it is like, it's the 3.5 number that I don't, and it's dumb, it's stupid, but it's just like, I like even numbers, like whole numbers. I don't like fractions of numbers very much. It's a weird thing for me. Obviously I can deal with it with a 9.8 because you have to, but anyway, when it gets down to lower, I don't really like things lower than 4. I don't know. But it was at a really, really, really good price. So I talked to a couple people about it, like, what should I do or whatever. And they're like, look, if it's a good price, get it. If you come across a 4.0, upgrade it. If this is a price that's too good to kind of walk away from, which I think it was. So I was like, yeah, it checks the number off the list. And it's such a good price, it's hard to walk away from. And yes, I can upgrade it later if I find a good price 4.0. So like, okay. And after I got it, I'm like, it's okay. I'm okay with it. I am not super stressed out about having a 3.5. I would like to upgrade it at some point. If it's in the cards. If not, if I never upgrade it, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. So this is what I really wanted to walk away from the convention was Incredible Hulk 3. So now I have Incredible Hulk 2 through up complete. All I need is the number 1. all I need is an Incredible Hulk #1. If that ever happens at this point, I don't know. It keeps going up and up and up in price, and that book is a ghost. Even when I talk to like vendors, people that have been in the comic industry for a long time, they're like, I've never seen one. Or I've seen one. I've seen maybe 2 in their lifetime. It's such a rare book to begin with. And now with the way prices are going, it just unfortunately may not happen. I don't know. But 2 on up, still pretty freaking good. Good solid run. This is what I was hoping to walk away from with the convention is finding a #3, so that 2 on up was complete. That is done. I'm happy with this copy. I got it in a position where I am in a good position to upgrade it. It's not far off from what I ultimately want, and I got a good deal on this, so I'm happy that I did it. Let's see. Yeah, that is it. So I have a lot to do right now. I have a lot of organizing to do, a lot of cataloging, a lot of updating lists and prices and things like that I got to do. Figuring out where to hang stuff. Man, I got a day ahead of me, and yesterday was a long day. So that is it. Let me know your thoughts. Did you hit up Planet Con? If you did, how did you do? Did you enjoy it? Did you see any celebrities? Again, I didn't do that. My friend that I went with, he was more for the celebrities. He had a good time doing that. He saw Ralph Macchio was there. The woman that voiced Ahsoka Tano was there. Apologize, I'm not a big Star Wars person. I think that's her name. So he got what he needed out of it. He got some cool stuff, some cool art prints. He's a very artistic person. So he got some cool art stuff, and yeah, we both had a really good time. So let me know what you think. If you went, what you did, and just in general, if you didn't go to that, when you go to cons, what do you go for? What is the thing that you look for? Is it the celebrities? Is it the creators? Is it the cosplay? Cosplay was great. There was a lot of, I love to see people walking around being passionate about what they're into. Cosplay isn't really for me, but I love to see that people are so passionate about something that they put that much work into it. I think that's great. So I always love to see that. Do you go for panels or vendors or comics or artists, or what do you go for? What do you enjoy at cons? I'm curious to know. But that is it. I think that's enough. So like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and don't forget to make yours Titan. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.